Wondering why your e-commerce store isn't raking in the cash? You're about to discover 3 powerful reasons for the slump and effective strategies how to turn the tide. Now, first up is poor traffic quality. You might be actually getting in the traffic, but the quality of that traffic isn't great. And guys, here's how to fix that. You need to clearly define who your target audience is. Who's your ideal customer? Until you actually find out who your ideal customer is, it's going to be extremely difficult to write great titles, great descriptions, and also great ad copy. You also need to optimize your store for the actual searches your customers are using to find your products. And you'll generally find that if you type in one of the titles into Google, see what it comes up with, see what your competitors are doing. And like I said in other videos, you just simply have to mimic those and then just improve them over time. And following on from that, you really need to use targeted advertising. Google is great for this, but Facebook is even better when you're looking to find your ideal client. And don't forget about using social media as well. Have a look at the platforms that your customers are actually using, whether it's Facebook, whether it's X, whether it's Threads, whether it's Instagram. Wherever your customers are, that is where you need to concentrate most of your effort on. And just remember, it's not just about traffic, it's actually getting the right traffic to your website. Now let's talk about user experience. Having a confusing website is the surefire way of driving traffic away from your website. So here's what you need to do. One of the first things you can do is simplify your navigation. A lot of store owners like to pack in as much detail within the navigation as possible, but sometimes it's a case of actually stripping it back and going very simple. The more simple and the more organized you can make your navigation, the better it is for conversions in your store. Not the biggest problem for Shopify owners, but increasing the actual speed of your website will really help with conversions. And you really need to make sure that the quality of your product images is the best that it can be. Where possible, use either PNG or the new WebP format that Google uses. And then linked with that, having great images with really detailed product descriptions will really help on the conversions. And when it's time to choose the theme, make sure there's a search bar on top of the theme so your customers can actually search for the product they're looking for. And it kind of goes without saying, if you're going to check if a feature is working on your website, use your mobile to actually have a look to see whether things are working on your website rather than desktop. The reason why I say that is most of your customers are going to be coming from mobile. And lastly, a complicated checkout is the worst killer for a new or existing Shopify store. Now, to fix this, you want to make your checkout as streamlined as possible. Don't make it too complicated. Also, you may not have thought of this before, but offer a guest checkout to make it as seamless and easy as possible for your customers to check out without actually having an account or even create an account. And it actually makes sense to offer as many payment options as possible. And if you haven't done this already, make sure you use abandoned checkout emails. Shopify has its own email system, and if you don't want to use their system, you can simply use an app to do this for you. But what these apps do is they give you the actual ammunition to actually stop losing sales on the back end of your sales process. I suppose in a nutshell, you're trying to make it as easy as possible for your customer to purchase from your store. Now, if you're in the position that you're feeling really overwhelmed and you just want to throw in the towel, hold on to that thought. My next video, Don't Quit E-commerce Until You Watch This, might just be the motivation that you need. Click on that video now to discover why persistence and consistency is the key to success with e-commerce.